All right, welcome back to another weekly session. Glad that I'm with you guys. Today's November 20th. We're heading towards this, end of the year, and we're in this last quarter. So, trying our best to, keep ourselves on track and stay consistent. At least that's what I try to do, and try to really be helpful as much as possible. And with our group, I'm sure that a lot of people are benefiting from, and people reaching out. They ask questions. They want to get to know more about trading strategies, and how to really be more consistent with their journey. So I'm here to always help that kind of ideas, and make sure that everyone's are trading accordingly with the plan. As I always encourage you guys to have a plan, have an idea, so before you making any trade. And the most part is the education part. The most part is really understanding what's the market exactly is. I mean, we have many things going on. A lot of people want to learn every aspect of the market, but I always encourage you guys to stick to one thing and get ahead of that and master that thing. Whatever market, if it's a stock market, if it's a penny stocks, or if it's a large cap, or if it's an option, or if even it's a crypto, stick to that and try to master that to get better. And then once you think that you're ready, you can move on to a different challenge and challenge yourself to different areas. But as always, for me personally, I am more dedicated my time, my entire career. I'm focusing on these type of setups, and stock market, and mainly, and it's been beneficial for me, and I know for so many experienced traders, so many people. They started from the beginning. I was once super beginner, and now gradually times change, and you get better every single day. However, it doesn't mean that you're never gonna learn more stuff. You have to adapt yourself. Market is all about adaptability. That's why I always tell people, don't get discouraged by one or two mistakes that you made throughout your journey. You always have to have that setback, and just go over it and realize what went wrong. That's why journaling your trade, it's very important and essential. So you keep that in mind. It always comes into a place. The setback happen, and then it's all about your mindset. It's all about your psychology. How do you implement it and try to be in the game and not really quit? But sadly, majority of the people are very discouraged, and one or two mistake that they made, they want to quit. They don't want to continue. They don't want to challenge themselves. They don't want to be ahead of a time. So it's a reality. It's a society. I cannot lie about it. It's a truth of this industry. A lot of people get discouraged of that. But one thing that keeps you in the game is the consistency and the commitment and your dedication, and how much you love this, how much you really want to get from the market. Not just making the money, understanding how the market works, how this can be very beneficial for the full time, and even as a part time. I mean, everyone starts as a part time. I started as a part time, so now I'm here doing this full time every single day. So for me, it's a total different game. But for a lot of you guys, probably it's just the start, or you guys halfway through it. So it's always, it's all about leveling up, growing gradually, not having the mindset of becoming rich one day or two, becoming a millionaire. No, that mindset is complete wrong, and you don't want to you don't want to have that idea. I mean, a lot of people sadly think that they can, hit the jackpot and then that's it, game over. But that's not the case. This is not how you should look at it. It's all about how do you look at it as a business. If you look at it as a business, or if you look at it as a job, I mean, different mindset. It can really affect you down the road. So anyway, without all that, let's get us started for our weekly watch list. This week we have few stocks on our day trading, but I'm gonna start with our swing trading that we had for so long. GEO. What are you guys seeing right now? That's a 13F file of Science Asset Management, Michael Burry hedge fund, which he actually had the majority of the position on GEO. We had GEO from, I believe it's like second or third second weeks of starting our weekly watch list. I mentioned this, I called this at 7:31. I still have it. Took my partial position, I rotated my shares, and down the road the stocks just ripped off and hold this $9 value. And so far, as you guys can see, this is his current position on the majority of the stocks that he has. It's mainly prison stocks and real estate basically. And the top one is GEO. GEO, he in his last 13F filing, he had over 500,000 shares, as you guys can see, and then he allocated more shares. This 13F that came out November 14th, which he added more to his position. Right now his current position on GEO is 2 million shares. So I mean, just the idea to how they playing around. Don't rely on the 13F the majority of the time, but because their report is every quarter, so it's not they can move their position the next day, or they already maybe sold their position. So it's always like that. You have to keep that in mind. But I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what's going on with his position, because I personally mentioned you guys I want to wait till this 13F comes out, and then based on that I will kind of see what would be my plan, because my average, it's very very good. I have no problem with my average, keeping this. I still have it, so with no issue. I like this as stock. So far we're in this $10 range. They're on a good uptrend, positive side. Their cash flow is positive. Everything's fundamentally are okay, but you got to keep that in mind. Overall market, how is going to react to it. So if what I mentioned was, if you're comfortable with your position, take partial profit. Don't be sorry. Don't be greedy, because if you think that this thing's gonna go to the moon, you're completely wrong. You have a wrong mindset. You don't know how exactly this thing's gonna plays out. So if you have a good position and if you're happy with your profit, take your profit. As I mentioned, it's a great area to take your profit. I already took some of my profit, but I still have my starter position. So I don't mind to keep this personally, but don't even try to rely on other ideas. Have your own plan. Let's get us started to our daily day trader ideas, which we mainly focused on. But before we get started, I have a really interesting thing that I would like to share with you guys. As you guys know, last week we had this, last 2 weeks we had this major bankruptcy in a crypto exchange, crypto world. I am not a crypto trader. I do not encourage everyone to really put all their apples in one basket. Mainly people love trading cryptos, which I'm truly against that, and you should not really do that. And as we saw, Sam Bankman-Fried, the SBF, the founder of FTX Exchange, turns out to be a schmuck. Out of all these, his stories kind of repeat itself. If you guys are familiar with the past crisis in banking investments, like Lehman Brothers, and every major stories like this, like a Madoff, Enron, and all these history. If you guys look back, you can see that similarity with the FTX situation. Right now, currently, it's pretty dark area. People still don't know what exactly going on, what went wrong. I mean, it's pretty clear as we spoke about it last week. But I just want to kind of like share with you guys this picture that how SBF is really his exposure to other areas. And, I mean, you can see the names are already effective. I mean, we saw the Robinhood crush. We called the short short call on that Robinhood hood position the day after. I mean, the first day of Monday. I think last week. It was a great play on that, and then you can see the rest of these VCs and venture capitals and hedge funds that are personally affected by FTX, and this is something that you got to keep that in mind when something like this happened, a big fraud happened, like the FTX situation. A lot of these funds, they were allocated, they used as if they raise so much funds towards their business, and they get affected, and you can kind of like see that create some sort of opportunity in many ways. It could be in the both side, in the long side and short side. So my ideas is just kind of like share with you guys what's going on with the overall exposure, how FTX really affects all these banks and bigger capital managements and hedge funds and or venture capital. So what I'm gonna actually do this after this, which I have it on our trading watch list today. It's number one is GBTC. GBTC, it's basically an ETF trading on the OTC. Grayscale, they're very familiar. They're very famous with holding. It's a volatility short trade against Bitcoin. They're the trust company that they holding the majority of their holding is mainly on Bitcoin. They have a huge position on Bitcoin. That's what they trust are. They're trading on OTC, over the counter. So my trading ideas based on this one is basically how we can take advantage of their problem, because they have to raise fund if they cannot really put the money back to the give the money back to their clients. This could be Grayscale. Could be the next ticking bomb, like FTX, in my opinion. So I want to be ahead of a time. That's why I put it on the top on our watch list. I want to kind of like monitor, see how this plays out. This could be a invert trade ideas. If some people trading crypto, they know how this could work. If there are short on the Bitcoin, they can be long on the other side. So it's always, the hedging game plays out. So my whole idea is, if I'm gonna really focus on this, if I'm gonna make any trade on GBTC, if they decided to sell all their position on the on Bitcoin to pay back their customers, these things can possibly run in that whole idea, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna happen anytime soon, or if it's ever gonna happen. But it's just an idea to keep that in mind. I keep it on the watch list. If you guys are interested to take a trade on OTCs, I'm pretty sure that not a lot of people have access to trading on over-the-counter stocks. The fees are higher. There's less liquidity. They're super illiquid, so it's risky. But as always, I'm looking for the opportunities. I think if we can find an opportunity to take advantage of it, there's nothing wrong to pay those fees and trade alongside. I mean, as a trader, I think of like that. I'm not thinking as an investing in anything. So it's just an idea to keep that in mind. So GBTC, I would have it on our top watch list. It's an ETF. It possibly going to be very slow. It might have some volatility. As you guys can see, the last week on Friday, there were some volatilities took place on Friday because of the whole idea of Grayscale, if they're gonna go bust with their ETF or not. So I mean, there's a lot of rumors around. There's a lot of news around this whole FTX thing, and this is one of those exposures. This is one of those ETFs that can really affect on that. So that's why I want to be early. That's why I want you guys to understand that, if you guys can be early too. So it's just an idea. That's why I keep it on our top watch list and see how this will plays out on Monday. I don't think Monday that's gonna really affect on this, but maybe during the week we will see more action on this. So keep that on our watch list and see how this plays out. And make sure to have plan before you make any investments or any trades. Stuffs are risky. It's not recommendable to anyone. Just you have to make sure if you can really tolerate with it, if you can really understand it better. So anyway, the next one that we have is ARDX. I think we traded this on Wednesday. Yes, we traded this on Wednesday. It was a great pre-market play. They really tried to pump this up. I think there are US companies or biotech. They came up with the news. It had some sort of US FDA document. Kind of they approved their documents regarding their the treatment that they had. So I mean, we saw many of these stuff that recently a lot of these biotechs tried to really finish up with one or two FDA approval and not necessarily fool the trade investors, but that's how it works. In them, I mean, as you guys can see, on Thursday, the market open, the stock really faded out and bounced back from that 157, I believe so, and then so far it's in that good channel of uptrend. In my opinion, if these things really break above that break above that, you know, this channel, $2 range, and keep on holding that, build that support here, because it's in that rejection range. It can really fade out and get shorted. But if it's really continues to hold and grind back up, there's a chance that it can hit the new high of the day, basically maybe on Monday if that happened. And above that, I don't see a lot of resistance, as you guys can see on my chart. There's a huge gap above 244, so it's possible to reach that level, but most likely, in my opinion, it can fade out and fade back down to 157 area, $1 area range. So let's see how this plays out. I have it on our watch list, and I want to see more action. If the volumes just appear and they start rising, these things can really move back up. Also, the stock is it's a higher float. So moving on this could really couldn't be that fast as compared to other lower float stocks. So keep that in mind, as always. And the next one we had CTMX. Actually, this was my favorite one. I mentioned it last week on Thursday. We played the CTMX, slow grinder, and so far it really held that trend. Didn't really crack down below this their average and 150. My thought was, if they're gonna fade out, they're gonna really fade out and keep on soaring down. But in this case, CTMX really kept their gains, still hold that 167 was the top resistance. That's why they couldn't really break above it. And then in the after hour, the next day, they tried, and then they hit a new high, 178 maximum. And in my opinion, they still have a good range of trade. So possibly, if this volume keeps continue, if they don't really stop selling or anything, or shorts, I don't think shorts are very interested in this right now. So it can really possibly see 178 above. So I put it on our watch list because I want to really watch this and see how this will plays out. And then they actually had a PR last week. They come up with the announcement of collaboration and licensing agreement with a big biotech giant. Regeneron Pharmaceuticals. Not sure if I can pronounce that correctly, but I mean, they have some good news in related in their industry. But as always, don't really fall for all these biotech news. So just have your trading plan. Make sure if the range makes sense, trade it in that range. Other than that, it's not worth it. It's not really a good idea to hold anything overnight or over a long period of time, especially these stocks. Just day trade them as they show themselves every single day. So CTMX, and then last one, not least one, the DWAC. Had DWAC for 2 weeks right now, back to back, based on their obviously the major news that Trump going to rejoin election for 2024. And I have this on our watch, as I'm expecting this thing to run back up again, based on the recent news that Elon Musk reinstated Donald Trump account on Twitter. However, he announced that he will stay with his social media platform, which is the Truth and DWAC SPAC deal. So it's just they already have a news, and I'm thinking that pumpers they will probably run this back up. It's in that really good range of, you know, the lower area, 1920, so it can really possibly run back up to 2025 or 23 range. But keep that in mind, this is highly risky. They're very spready. Their spread is higher compared to others, and the price is much more, I mean, it's more than what it is we usually trade in the penny, so it's not considered a penny stock. So keep that in mind. It's been a risky trade, DWC, but there's spots. I mean, the pattern on this, it's super easy to really spot it, to see it. So yeah, that's why I like it. I like DWAC overall, and see how this goes. And then I have our back pocket, as last week we had this, you know, SATX, another manipulated runner, not a lot of volume, very illiquid. I mentioned that it's very risky. Do not really trade this if you cannot tolerate it. The price is higher. I mean, you can easily crush your account if you don't know what exactly doing. If you're market ordering on this one, it's very risky. Keep that in mind. Don't play around with this if you don't know what exactly you're doing. So but I have it on our back pocket. See how this can really affect our you know, most of the traders, if they want to jump on this. It can really affect the overall, you know, top gainers and bigger runner throughout the day. SATX, and then we had the IPO play, GRND. I believe this was an IPO on Friday. Well, I mean, it's an IPO. Nothing really spectacular about this. They came out, they just run it up as the price goes up. I mean, the spread is huge. This is also risky in terms of their spread. Keep that in mind. Do not really fall for you know, just random trade. If you want to just make a quick buck, you can end up in a bad average. And then I saw these things. So you can blow up your account. Literally, you can blow up your account in a matter of seconds. So be careful, be cautious on these plays. But it's still, you know, this grind. They're in this back pocket list, so I'm not really expecting too much. And then PXMD, I will keep on watch on this one. If the volume ever shows you know, any sort of buyback type of deep buyers, try to really pump this back up, because I think, I mean, the setup, it's still okay, but the volume is always the problem, obviously. And then next one, the last one, we have UCL. Great play for the, I mean, it was okay. Last week we had this on our pre-market. It was a good play if you were early, but at the market opened, it really fade out and nothing really happened. But so far it's hold this, you know, gains in that 230 range. So I want to keep watching this, see how this will plays out. If ever fresh volume just, you know, comes back at it, and try to keep these things higher. That's it for, you know, Sunday session. I will keep you guys updated if anything happen. You know, as always, in our session, in our channel. Join us so you can get benefit of, you know, all these materials, all these, you know, information that we share every single day on our trading alerts and channel. Benefit from the scanner that we have. I do also try to do more of a live trading and show you guys how I look at the stocks and how I make trades. So if you ever wanted to see my trades, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also subscribe to our website to get, you know, all these, you know, information in our from our scanner to our Telegram channel, and soon we have our Discord set up, so you guys also can benefit from that as well. But yeah, like I was, I wish you guys the best. Keep studying, learning every single day, get better at it. And if you guys have any question, just reach out to our support, reach out to me, Mr. Trades, also on the Twitter, on our Telegram. You can always message me and DM me and see if you have any questions. But that's it for now. Have a great rest of your day, team. See you guys. Talk to you guys on Monday, and enjoy your rest of your day. Take care.